I got some seeds soaking, and I'll take you guys inside, and we're going to do some planting of seeds of the ones that did not make it. I did a fig tree that did not come up, a passion fruit, grapes. That's what it was, grapes. So I did some grapes, and none of them came up. So I think it was just too cold. It might have got too cold. So now that it's warming up, I could probably get those started and see if I can get those to sprout. So let's get going. Okay, so I got my fig seeds, and these are super small. So what I like to do is take a napkin, and I've had these soak in at least 24 hours, probably longer. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to try not to lose any here, but pour them out on the napkin. You can see it'll just soak it up. So I'm just going to catch them in the napkin here. Get them all on the napkin like that. So I'm just going to keep doing that and collect them all up, and then I'll show you the easiest way to plant these. So I got it on the napkin here. I got all the little fig seeds because these are super small. This just makes it so much easier when they're small. And then this is just a takeout container, which I thought would be a great little greenhouse to start my seeds, to start all the seeds. Because I want to put them in, you can put them under your grow lights, of course, but I think I'm going to put them in my windows, which get really, really warm here in Oregon. And we're, having a pretty warm spring. So the cool thing about these takeout containers is they already have holes, which I'm going to just go ahead and open up. And then I can go get my scissors and just kind of cut those off. So let me do that real quick. And I don't think this is going to be enough drainage, so I'm going to poke some more holes in it. So I'm just taking just a little sharp poker, but like a nail or anything like that would work. I think that should work. Okay. Now also I got my soil over here. And I'm just gonna take, I sat my soil and I made sure to put it in the sun so it's nice and warm, okay? Because I want it to be warm. And then I'm going to, and if you don't have it, if it's still cold where you're at, just keep it inside overnight and that'll help. So I just have it in a planter, and then this is warm water. So I'm just gonna pour that all throughout. Do a little mixture, and then what I should have a seed starter, but what I have is just it's like a manure, like a steer manure. And I think that's gonna work just fine. Okay, so I'm just mixing it up. And then just make sure you can squeeze just a little bit out. Just like a drop or two, and that's perfect. I'm going to put it on the bottom here where I put the holes. Fun little trick is to take your toothpick, just grab a toothpick and dip it in water. So this is my passion fruit I've been soaking. So I'm going to plant these two later in the same kind of containers. Just dip it in some water, your toothpick, and then just touch it on the seed that you want. And it sticks to it, and then just put it on top of your soil. So it's as easy as that. I'm just going to spread these out. I had no luck at all. So I'm planting a bunch of them. And I figure, well, I'll have a bunch of fig trees if they grow. So I'm just going to go through and just pop these down. Okay, so I got a bunch of them on there, and that's working pretty good, but if the toothpick isn't working for you, just go ahead, I'm just kind of scooping it like that, and that seems to help. But you could just take your finger and get it on there. It just sticks to your finger, but if you rub it on top, you should be able to. But it's just the best way is to put it on this napkin, and then you're able to get them instead of try to chase them in the, the water, like when you're soak them. But I still have some in here, so I'm just going to go like this. Drop them in there. Now, I do have some on here still, and I was almost wanting to do a little experiment and just kind of fold this in half like this, because this is soaking wet. I'm going to fold that in half, and I want to see if they sprout. So let's just do that, and then let's leave it there, because I have a bunch in here, so those are good. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of soil, kind of put it over the top, but not much. I mean, you really don't need too much here. You can really just kind of move them around, but push them down in there. But these little guys don't need that much. Maybe that's what I did last time. I put them too deep. So I'm just going to do that. Just see what happens here. Get some sprouts happening. Okay. Let me know if you guys know any tricks on growing fig tree seeds to start them, to get them germinated here. But that's what I'm going to do. That's pretty wet. I don't know. I don't think I need to get it any wetter. So what I'm going to do is just close this. And I'm just going to leave it closed like that. I'm thinking I should probably do a couple of ventilation. Just a couple holes. I don't want it to mildew. So there. I'm just going to do a couple ventilation holes. And then I'm going to set this just in my hot window seal and see if they germinate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest of these. So what I have is, like I showed you, the passion fruit. Yes, this is the passion fruit. And this is what I got. I just got these off Amazon. This is the fig. It just came like this. It said, Seed King Fig Sweet Fresh Plant in Your Home Garden. That's what it says on there. And that's the scanner code. And then my next ones I want to do too is the grapes. And this is a different variety. It's a whole bunch of different 50 grape seed vine, full seed, just no GMO. So there's like different kinds of variety. So I went ahead and did at least 4, 6, like 10 to 12 seeds just to see what I can get going here. So I'm going to go ahead and complete and get all this done and put them in a hot windowsill. So I also wanted to say that I'm going to go ahead and just take a sticky. You can write on these, but I want to reuse these. So I'm going to write fig, and it's 4/22 right now. So I just want to write what it is and when I planted them. So I'm just going to do that. I don't really want it to mess with anything, so just put it here, or just, just have it somewhere where you can see it. So that is how I'm going to do that. Okay, so what I did, because I didn't want to put it on top, because then it'll mess with the sun coming through. So I just stuck it right down here, and then I'm taking just some masking tape, and I'm going to tape that down like that. So it doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to work, right? Okay, there we go. Then I know what it is and when I planted it. Okay, so there's that. So on the next one I want to do, which is the passion fruit. We'll go ahead and do that one. I want to try, because this one's a little deeper. This is the bottom, like where you put your food in this part. So this is a little bit deeper, and then this part's more shallow, and it has the ventilation on it. I'm thinking I want to do the ventilation. Let's try the ventilation on top, and then I won't have to poke holes on top. And these would be great little ventilation, and I could poke them down when I need to. And then on the bottom, I'll just go ahead and, you know, you can even take your scissors and make a little bit bigger holes if you want. But the thing is that I'm trying to think about what to put under them. And I do have some extra of these. Oh, I do have one extra of them, and I could just put it underneath it. Or you could try to find a Tupperware lid. I do have square rectangle. I wonder if this would work. I have rectangle Tupperware lids. Maybe. Doesn't quite fit, but something like that, you know? That might work. So that's what I'm going to try with this one, is I'm going to reverse it and do this one here. So that is the plan. Okay, so I got all of them done, and as you can see, they're already starting to, I don't want to bend it over or tip it too much because it'll spill the dirt, but you could see they are starting to get a little moist in there, which is great. That's what we want to see. I mean, that's pretty cool. You could almost stack them up like that if you had to. So you do not have to have fancy greenhouse little things that you start your seeds in. Just keep your to-go boxes. Or I also have, and let me go grab it real quick and I'll show you guys. I started my comfrey seeds in just a Cool Whip, like whip topping, just container. That's all this is. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 growing. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them growing. Ooh. And I think I planted at least 20 of them in here. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And let me know in the comments if you guys want to know the trick that I did before I planted these. It's a good one. So, and it's really worked. It definitely worked. But what I did, instead of buying fancy things to plant everything in, I did the seed snails, right? And then some of them didn't work in the seed snails, but some did, like the sunflowers and all the other stuff did great. But all this that I just did today did not do good. So that's why I'm going to try them in trays like this, which is just all recycled. And then what I did for a lid for this is, and I love these, guys. I love these. Chocolate covered raisins. That's all it is. It's just a, whoops, sorry about the glare. It's just a chocolate covered raisin lid, and it works great. I mean, this could even be used on top of something. Just take off the sticker, or what I did is just use the bottom, and I set it just in my hot windowsill and made sure this just stayed moist and popped it like that. And I'm making sure it's not trying to get that one. So I'm just kind of just going up a little bit and giving it a little more ventilation. But I could just go ahead and take it off. But I'm still getting more that are coming up. So I'm trying to see how many comfrey plants I can get to come up. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see the little trick I did before I planted these. Yeah, it's a good one. So I wanted to show you guys. I have them in my windowsill, and I got the sun that just comes beating through here, and it really, really does help germinate the seeds. So this is where I have them, and I think they're gonna love it. My other plants love it right here too. So I got all my other plants here, and my aloe, which is going crazy. It has tons of little starts just coming up in it. But yeah, this is definitely a good place for them to germinate. So what I did is I found these little containers that are perfect, and I just sat them inside of it. So this is just stuff I've collected and have sitting around in my craft room. So yeah, I think it'll work.